Well, welcome back, guys. Or welcome if you're new. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's topic is one that is near and dear to our hearts, but might not be near and dear to anybody else's. I don't know. We're preparing for some backlash. But I feel like our listeners relate to us.
I feel like y'all vibe with us in like a really crazy way.
Yeah, a deep way. We're going to be talking about hustle culture and how, more specifically, the fact that we're anti-hustle culture.
Anti-hustle culture. Y'all, let's really just get into it. Mm-hmm. I cannot stand like the hustle culture preachers.
I can't stand it. You gotta go get it as personal.
I can't stand those people. I can't stand those, I did X, Y, and Z while you were asleep.
No, like you're waking up at 8 a.m. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I already got to 20 different bags.
I got to 20 different bags. I'm out here making this money. Wake up. Yeah, like it's so insane. I feel like you guys look absolutely insane.
No, they look really crazy.
I'm like, do you see yourselves?
And it's like there's a good amount of people who talk about this and like, sorry, I'm trying to pull up because we research. I got to pull up my research because I got to make sure.
You're so funny for that.
I don't forget things, but there's a good amount of people who like make fun of this type of personality where like you would think that it's like a commonly held belief that this is a joke and that these people are jokes.
Yeah.
But no, not at all.
No, because I think that it's kind of like y'all set up camp, like y'all's purpose as AKA like the hustle culture warriors is to instill fear in the minds of the common folk. Yeah. Because it really isn't like, I swear, they be trying to act like when you're screaming on Instagram, shouting for people to wake up, telling them that they're freaking lazy, fat, sluggish, stupid losers. When you're
the freaking mom from Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean, yes. Insert his mom's
She actually ate, but it's like saying that to somebody for no reason.
Saying it to somebody when it doesn't pertain to their actual life.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like just because people don't want to wake up at the crack of dawn to, like, do whatever, like, pyramid scheme that you found yourself in doesn't mean that they're lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've never seen the hustle culture people actually talk about something that I think can, like, balance someone's mental health and be successful. Like, it's always like, put your life on the line for this money.
Yeah.
That's always what it is. It's
but also like, you're never going to get this money until you put your life on the line.
Like, they're literally on some sacrificial type stuff. It's really insane.
It really is. And on top of that, I feel like a lot of it, I mean, this is just common sense, but a lot of it is like self-blaming.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, you don't have this money because of you.
Yes.
And like a lot of times now, I'm not saying that you need to blame the world for the fact that you don't have money. Like, there are definitely things that you could do. For example, if you're not working, you could get a job.
Right.
Things that are like
something simple like that.
Yeah. But like for people who are struggling financially, who are putting so much work in and like just not really getting anything out, or like they're having to work 3 or 4 different jobs because their rent is rising, or say they have to take care of somebody else. It's like these people, it's not their fault that they decide to sleep an extra 15 minutes. Like, it's not a crazy thought that like maybe this person also needs rest. And them trying to find like a 5th source of income could be detrimental to them.
I also feel like there is a connection between like the hustle culture people, vultures, is one might say, also with like, I don't know, because I will find my way into anti-capitalism, but I'm not even going to go there right now. I feel like there is just some connection between those people and, crap, it's like leaving my head, but like it was right there. You know, those types of people, I'm not even just going to be on like necessarily like bullying, but more so like people who feel like money is like actually the root of all happiness. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of them, it's kind of like y'all wake up like on demon time because it's like you guys act like someone who's not making $1 million right now is miserable. Do you know what I mean? It's
but I think it also comes from people who didn't grow up financially stable. Because not saying that you have to grow up a millionaire.
Yeah.
You don't even have to grow up upper class. You can be like middle class, even lower middle class. But having like that financial thing of like, okay, there's some money coming in every month that I know I'm going to be able to eat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have lights on, heat, things of that nature. Like, it's stuff that we take for granted and we just see as like some people see as a normal life of like the basics.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot of people who behave that way of like, because it was true to them in some sense at one point. And it's like an outdated belief that they still haven't let go. But it's like the mindset of without money, I literally have nothing, because them growing up and like the heat being turned off or like the electricity being turned off, like that was sick for them.
Yeah.
And they put that on like, if I had money, I would be able to watch this TV show. If I had money, I would be able to wear like this outfit to school that everybody else has. If I, stuff like that.
That's real.
That's just one. I do think that not everyone is like that, obviously, because you see these people who have already been kind of rich or like these middle class annoying kids that are like, make that money type thing. But like, I think that a lot of people that I see feeding into that narrative, and like in people's comments and stuff, it's like that's all they know is to like try to get some money, because from a young age it's been like, we need money in this house.
Yeah, but like I feel like, and I know like whatever, sue me, but like you can be like rich in love and like in mind, body, and spirit. Like,
no, I'm saying what you're saying is right. I'm just saying that like it's easy for these people to fall for that because in it. Certain circumstances, the lack of money was really making them miserable.
Yeah, and I can see that 100%. I just feel like I guess it's not even like, okay, say like you realized that like the grind couldn't stop for you, so you had to jump out of bed at 4 a.m. and you had to do this, that, and the third to put I don't know, a roof over you and your mom's back or whatever, whoever it is that you're doing it for. Because I definitely feel like sometimes it is a pattern with people that go so hard, I would say, in that direction.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing that I don't like is that you get on the internet and call everybody a slur for not doing what you do.
But that's the thing. It's like they have to make it into some sort of superpower.
Yeah.
Because it's too much to feel like this is a trauma response.
Yeah.
It's like they have to turn it. And then I know for like a lot of men, I'm not going to say for women, I feel like for women it's more so what I said, like turning the trauma into like the superpower. But I feel like for men too, it's like they didn't have that choice when they were young. They wanted to have like a normal childhood, and their stepdad or their father or their uncle, whatever, was in their room like, boy, get up. Like, we need to make some money. Go cut them people's lawns, or go do that, or go do this. At like the ripe age of like 9. Like there was no, it's like you need to find a way to bring some income into this house. So it's like now every man that they see online or every teenager, it's like those people, I don't know if you've been seeing it, but I've seen a lot of people talk about like, because there's like a trend in the US that's changing, that in countries like Japan and Italy, it's like way more normalized for you to be like 22 and still living at home. Like nobody says anything. And also it's like weird if you say something about that. It's like that's a normal family concept of you still being that age. And like multiple generations living in a house for quite a while. And in some countries, it's like the woman doesn't move out until she gets
married. Yeah.
But it's like, that's changing in the US too. Like the age that people leave the house is not 18 anymore. I think it's like 21.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of people, when I see posts of people discussing that, all those people who their parents literally kicked them out at 18, like made them leave, they're like, these kids don't understand, like, you gotta go get it. When I was 18, I was working 3 jobs because I had to leave home and like all this type stuff. And I'm like,
you know, that's actually so interesting. It's kind of like the hustle culture is really rooted in like softness.
Anti-softness, but like I said, it's trauma.
It's trauma.
Literally disguised as like strength.
It's
those people who like turn every traumatic situation to like, and I rose above that. Yeah. And I still, like those pick yourself up on your from your bootstraps type thing. And it's like, I do think that there is like a certain sector of this generation of kids, I would say like young adults at this point, that don't believe in hard work ever.
Yeah.
And I think that is a problem. They act like someone is torturing them by this, trying to get them to do what you need to do to survive. I do think that is an issue, but I think that hustle culture is not, like, it was not designed to address that.
It wasn't. I think that's the thing that bothers me. Okay, so you didn't have no money growing up. You made enough money now to take care of, sometimes it's one of your parents, both of your parents, sometimes your siblings, maybe you have a son.
Yeah.
Now you've made enough money to take care of your family. That is something that I will always promote. I think that's a beautiful thing when a person can achieve that.
Yeah.
But it's honestly really crazy because they always go beyond that point. And I guess like why I can't get with these people is that usually these same people that are like screaming in the morning telling everybody to wake up are also the same people that are reposting things from like Elon Musk, Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah, no one.
You know what I mean? Amazon guy. Who's the Amazon guy?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. I mean, like, you know, they literally like y'all hustle culture people like Jeff Bezos is your screensaver. And it's fucking humiliating. That's what
it goes straight into like praising capitalism.
It goes into, because that's what I'm trying to say. I think what bothers me so much is that these people get on the internet and make reels about being different individuals, you know what I mean, who are so like they were like set aside to be entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? Because they work so hard. It's like this gift was bestowed upon them.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it's like you still work for the man. You're just unaware of who the man is at this point.
Yeah.
You know, you've graduated onto a new level of like capitalism.
And now you're working for the white man. And that
is horrible.
That is literally like the worst thing that can happen to you.
No, I mean, like, he's got you like this.
Like this.
And you really think that you are an entrepreneur.
But that's the thing, like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have your own business. There's nothing wrong with wanting to work hard.
Yeah.
I think it's just like,
I think you have to understand who it is that you're, or the message that you're putting out. Yeah. I think you need to understand where those thoughts are really coming from.
Yeah, you have to trace that root back.
You have to trace it
because
back.
There's always like, even in prior episodes of things that we've talked about, or things that we will talk about, there's always like when you say it out loud, the statement itself of like working hard always, you know, it's kind of not the worst thing in the world.
Right.
If you get what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm like struggling to articulate myself right now, but
feel like that.
You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not the worst thing to be waking up early and to be thinking like, well, let me get ahead of the curve and let me do extra work today that I didn't do yesterday, or let me try to have a rigorous schedule where I'm constantly, you know, trying to find a new means of work or money, whatever.
Right.
But it's like y'all are taking it is psychologically not okay. Like this
it's actually tormenting you guys. And I'm not sure if you're aware of it.
And not just tormenting them, like y'all are turning it into something to torment other people.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that I don't get. It's like, well, I guess I do kind of understand it because that was done to you, or you feel like it's being done to you. But it's like, you know how it made you feel when you had to get up and constantly work to add money to your household, constantly work to take care of like the people around you. You know that gets like tiring, and yet and still you're getting on the internet and you're like, why aren't y'all waking up? Why aren't y'all doing type thing?
It's like, I survived it, so y'all should be able to survive it.
Y'all should be.
It's like psychologically, like, I don't know. It's like, I know that these people, well, some people probably are, but it's like unintentionally wanting people to suffer the same fate that you did to make sure that it wasn't for nothing. It like checks in your mind. Yep. You know what I mean? Now you can tell yourself when you go to sleep at night that all that suffering I did, this is the cycle of life. This is how people make it to something. Because if somebody else gets to where you got with no work, you're going to lose your mind.
You're going to lose your mind.
You're going to lose your mind.
You're like, ain't no way.
Ain't no way. But I feel like that is the sickness that is hustle culture.
Yeah.
Truly. And I think if you get on the line, I keep saying it, and you torment us, it shows up on my feed. Y'all are yelling, screaming, shouting at the void every 5 seconds, calling people all types of things. And I just also kind of feel like at the end of the day, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
If I want to stay home and sleep, what's it to you?
In fact, you would think that because there are some people who have that mindset, which I'm not saying this is positive, but I'm saying I probably fall into this category. I'm happy some of y'all are staying asleep so I can get to it first. You know what I'm saying? Like,
real.
In any situation, that's like when people are asleep on a certain person, I'm like, oh, this guy is it. Like, stay asleep.
Like, I'm up next.
I'm up next because y'all not seeing what I'm seeing. And that's fine. I'm not going to tell y'all, try to force y'all's eyes open to see it. If I'm waking up at 6 and I'm like, come on, like, girl, we need to go to the gym and get it done. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Well, I guess one of us is going to be high. One of us is not.
And one of us isn't.
And it's that simple. Like,
this is my shit. This is what I'm doing. This is mine. I'm very protective.
And you can tell, you can give people tips without trying to beat it into them. Like people say, you can bring a horse to water. You
can't make it.
You can't make it drink. Like, why can't y'all just post tips? I understand that like yelling at people gives y'all's views or something. But like some of these people, it's like y'all like to
y'all just want to, because people will get people be on there whispering and like videos, and they still get their point across, and they still get the views. Y'all wanted to wake up and shame somebody today. Yeah, it's a shaming ritual.
It is, and I think that it's also weird to me. It's weird that y'all actually buy into what these people are saying.
Well, so then that's the other side of it as well, is that people literally be getting on their phone and they feel so pressed because they haven't touched $1 million at 21. I think what people need to understand, people say it all the time, it's just never going to click in for certain people that the internet is not real life.
Yeah.
Not only, oh my gosh, the people whose reels you're watching, they do not have the money that you think they have. Not even the richest people that you could think of in your head have the money that you're saying, that people think that they have, that they're saying they have. Yeah. Which is why they be pressed over doing things like paying taxes and things of that nature. Yeah. Because everybody's getting hit from all angles.
But it's so, do you really think this guy that is trying to sell this course to you is making $25,000 a week? Like, I can't believe you actually think that.
I can't believe you think that, and I can't fathom why he put that together to put in front of you on multiple ends. I'm like, y'all need to be in jail.
I'm shocked.
There needs to be some type of system for fact-checking influencers that talk about financial growth. Yeah. And you should go to jail lying about how much money you made that day. If the purpose of the content was to sell something to you, as if you could do it too, y'all have got to understand that these course-building influencers are pyramid schemes in 2025.
In 2025, it's so weird. I remember literally recently scrolling down my For You page and seeing this girl, and she's like, you know, I make $1 million a month. Like, join my course to see how I do it. And not to drag her, her wig was just sitting on her head, and her outfit was giving Shein. And I was like, no, that can't be.
That's not true.
That's just not true.
That's just not true.
And it's not saying that she's not making any money a month.
She's not making $1 million.
But she's not making $1 million. Surely she's not making $1 million. Surely. And I'm not saying that, like, people are so quick to be like, oh, the guy from Apple wore the same outfit, da-da-da-da. It's like, you can look at somebody and feel like, okay, this person might be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she had to be Louis Vuitton down. Yeah. That's not what I'm saying, because I also wouldn't believe her if she was wearing a full outfit full of Louis Vuitton, because I'm thinking like, okay, now you're trying to flex. This is also a lie. Yeah. And who knows if this is real on you. But it's like, that was not giving, like, y'all are buying courses from people who have like 5 typos in their caption, asking you to join their thing. And I just feel like a legitimate business person would not go outside like that.
They wouldn't, and because I feel like your branding is super important. Identity is super important, and looking legit should at least be the first of your worries. I feel like another thing to me is like, don't be buying courses from people that look like their stuff was copied and pasted from another person. I understand that like when certain things are trending, even aesthetic wise, like people try to like hop on it. But to me, you're not an originator. Like you're not an original. You're not the real one.
You're not the real one. And I feel like for some people watching this might be common sense. Y'all might be like, oh, duh, who's doing that? Who's doing that? We are from Atlanta.
Scam Central.
Where people were literally getting veneers by dentist techs. Veneer techs is what they were calling them. Yeah. A veneer tech, like a nail tech. Yeah. Y'all have to really listen to us. This is real. Like,
this is real life. This is some people's real life.
This is some people's real life. I went to high school with some people who are claiming to be freaking, what is it called? The people who show you houses.
Oh my gosh. Realtors.
Realtors?
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that they're not a realtor. Like, I'm not saying that off of guessing. Like, I know where they live. Yeah. I know that they're not doing houses. They're literally just going inside of open houses. And filming stuff and telling people like, oh, send me money. I know these people in real life. So I'm saying, like, y'all have got to stop falling. I'm calling the police.
Don't know if y'all
can hear those sirens. Yeah. I'm calling the police. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be here soon. And I want y'all to know that, like, this is life or death for some people. People were getting veneers and the freaking, what's it called? The not veins, but whatever it is in your teeth.
Oh, like the nerves?
The nerves in their teeth are, like, forever ruined. Like, they have a forever toothache.
And all because you got it from a veneer tech. So if it's one thing, leave it to people in Atlanta to put the word tech behind anything.
Anything.
In lieu of like an actual doctor certification.
But what's crazy is that the quote unquote veneer techs started selling veneer tech classes. Like they were literally for a full week, you're coming and watching them do the procedure, which HIPAA or whatever it is, those things, that's not allowed. You can't have like people in that room. And they're like literally shaving people's teeth out and they're like, this is how you do it. Here's your certification.
My whole thing is be really like, I don't know, just like be really on the lookout for someone who's trying to sell you a course on something they haven't even been doing for more than a couple of years. Because I think it's really strange for you to get into something and within 6 months, you've passed some type of test so that now you can teach that to other people.
Yeah. And we're not saying teach it to other people for $15, $20, $25, even $35.
That's how things
They are teaching people stuff like pay this one-time fee of $250. Pay this fee of $500.
It's $500
like
every
a
2
week.
months. Yeah.
No, literally, like this is part 1 of the course. If you want part 2, you're gonna have to pay the 2 payments.
And I know you guys are probably thinking like, oh, brokey, like you don't have a lot of money if you can't pay. My whole question is, who are you that I need to give you $500?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I don't care if I have $1 million. I don't care if I'm a millionaire. One thing about me, y'all, you can call me Mr. Krabs. I'm rubbing pennies together. I'm actually not playing.
Yeah.
Like, I've been that way since I was a child.
Yeah.
You want to talk about investing in money? I used to be beating down them blocks at that vending machine, like, hand it over. I'm telling you, as a financial realist,
Yeah.
I am not giving anyone money if it is not actually, like, doing something.
Yeah.
And we grew up with somebody, I'm not going to say who it was, but we grew up with somebody that was quick to hand over some money to somebody. I'm talking about we're watching TV and the person is saying, like, call this number for a free, and they're calling that number.
Immediately,
like, oh, this is a good deal. Let's call it.
Oh my gosh. And every pyramid scheme there was, that person,
Like, y'all,
ready to sign up.
Come on now. We had products in our house that we needed to sell by the end of the month if we wanted to make the gold member status in this pyramid scheme.
Oh, yikes.
Okay?
Yikes.
We were deep in it.
We were deep in it.
And so from those experiences, like, I just don't give a rat's behind. As southern as it sounds, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
If you have like PhD, any type of certificates you want to show me, MD, any of that, I don't believe you.
RN. Yeah, I don't believe you.
I don't. Oh, RN for sure. Yeah. I don't believe you.
I don't believe you, and I'm good. I'll pass.
Yeah.
I'll pass on it.
I'll pass.
Because I promise you're going to survive if you don't buy the influencer's course.
And I'm telling you, you're going to survive.
You can still be successful.
But the problem with places like Atlanta is that the people who are lying are making a lot of money.
That is the biggest issue.
And that's where people start going down because even though they personally know this person, they know this person is lying, but they're like, dang, they just made $30,000 in 2 months. Dog, I should have done that.
And they'll be in jail within the next year. Let me tell y'all something. There is nothing worth compromising your freedom.
No.
And I know, but here's another thing. This is a little bit deeper for me, but some of y'all not going to catch this because it don't matter to y'all. Mm-hmm. There's also nothing worth compromising your integrity. Y'all don't believe in that one, clearly.
No.
Clearly.
No.
But I feel like to be a scammer, you don't have any integrity.
No.
But I'm saying if you can't do it for your name, for your good name, then at least like do it for your freedom. Because is people going to jail in Atlanta left and right because they think
in Fulton County,
they can run free, scamming people, stealing people's money. It's also like you cannot call yourself something that you're not. That's illegal.
No, it's illegal.
You cannot claim to be something
that's a lie. Actually, that is a lie.
It's a lie.
And that is a lie that you will get jail time for.
You cannot do medical things with medical grade equipment on a person under the false assumption that you are a doctor. You cannot go to school for that. You will go to jail.
911.
I'll be the person on the end of the line reporting you.
I don't care.
On the line. I don't care nothing.
It's some suspicious activity in this building. I don't want to say anything, but I'm seeing people come in and out of this building with bandages. I know the person that works there isn't a doctor.
I know they're not. So.
I mean, I'm outside with shades, sunglasses on, my full detective Burberry coat down.
I'm telling you,
with my hat on. Like, it's been a good day. I just did something good.
I did some good work.
Respect for the law.
Respect for the law, because you 2 youngins just got arrested.
Y'all just got arrested, and it's good work. I came home, I took my coat off, took my hat off, and I sat down and I said, it's been a good day. I did a good work.
It's been a good day because I'm Batman and this is Gotham City. In Atlanta? Yeah. I'm doing the work. I'm riding around in my Batmobile.
Yeah.
And you're getting arrested.
You're getting arrested.
I don't care what anybody says. People like to be like, oh, you're ruining the fun. What fun? Y'all are scamming people.
Y'all are scamming people.
Y'all are scamming people. It's not funny. It's not cute.
No, it's not.
And I feel like it's so crazy because y'all don't have no respect for the law. You don't respect the law, and that's an issue.
Respect for the law.
Respect for the law. Like, come on.
That's what's crazy. And to circle it all back, to bring it all back together, yeah, a lot of this whole hustle culture stuff, other than it just being like very damaging for people's mental health,
yeah,
and also a show that if you're the one who's speaking it out, there's something wrong with you, like your mental health is not fully there. Yeah. It's also full of people who are simply just lying. And I really need people to understand that from every aspect, every point, because I feel like a lot of people only see like, well, I wouldn't even say a lot of people. I feel like there's a sector where it's like, what we just talked about in Atlanta, like veneer techs and stuff like that. That was going on with Black people and within the Black community. But I'm saying like, it's people from every community doing this. Like I open my phone and it's like a teenage white boy, like, get the hell up. Dude, y'all need to be on this and that. I'm 16 and I just made $1 million. I keep scrolling and I see an Asian man on TikTok talking about some. I don't know if you've seen this video. I don't know who it is, but I keep seeing on my video. It's this Asian guy. And he's like, at 5 years old, like, I knew Tiger Woods. At 7 years old, I was living across the street from Paris Hilton. It was like all these things. But what was crazy is that, say he named 10 things. Literally 8 of the things were things that were out of your control. Like, if you were living across the street from Paris Hilton, it wasn't because you were an 8-year-old, like, money-making genius. Your parents were literally buying the house. Like, it's so weird. You knowing Tiger Woods at, like, 16 playing golf had nothing to do with you. So,
to you. But anyways, also your proximity to the wealthy, to the rich, to the wealthy, it's like really like, not the flex that you think
it's not. He wasn't saying anything like, I was mentored or I such and such. He said, like, at 8 years old, I live across the street from Paris Hilton. Okay.
I'm trying to tell y'all right now, these are just people.
These are just people.
I need y'all to understand that. This is coming from someone. I met Bill Gates. I did.
Oh my gosh, you did.
I did. I have proof. I literally met this man. Oh my gosh.
And then like what is his name? The
I'm not even going to get I'm going to get into the rest of it.
Oh my gosh.
Just understand that there's lore there. I met this man on his property and he's cool. Yeah. And he's also just a person. I don't know what else to tell y'all. You think like
that girl said I met Bill Gates. I was finna start laughing and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh. I'm like, I swear, it's like, it's the craziest thing in the world, but it's also like, you think like you're going to meet these people that are so larger than life and so accomplished and you're just going to crumble or like, I don't know, maybe cry. I don't know what some of you guys think, the people who kiss the ground that these millionaires, billionaires walk on. And actually, it's really just a moment of, oh, you're just a regular person.
Can you imagine if then after meeting him, like with photos that you have, posting that on Instagram and being like, I met Bill Gates at 24. Here's how you can do it too. Like, pay my $300 course. The fact is, you could have actually done that and you would have actually made some money off of that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like, I'm not a fucking loser. Like, I think it reiterates to me with everything that I accomplish in my own life that y'all are sick in that.
Y'all are sick.
Y'all are sick. And also, like, really, I'm not even going to get into all that because a lot of things happen to people by chance. Or in my opinion, it's by the grace of God that a good miracle can come by every now and then. A good work, yeah. But I'm going to let you know right now, it had nothing to do with me. I'm living my life and I work hard, but I do not believe that having a slave mentality when it comes to getting money it doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to get money.
No, that's what's so crazy.
Put everything they have into something they're passionate about. Yeah. And, you know, it doesn't matter whether you do it in a basement or in a WeWork.
No, literally, because as you're saying now, I'm realizing I have so many cuts on my hand right now from work.
Bless you.
That was crazy. I have so many cuts on my hand right now from work, from literally working like a slave, and I'm still not making a lot of money.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that it's kind of like, I'm not trying to say
love my job now, though, but
yeah, love her. everyone who, I'm not trying to say that you need to like get lazy like right now or that hard work is not something that's valuable. I'm just saying that stop pushing this narrative that every single person who works their ass off, that doesn't sleep at night, that they will become millionaires, because they won't. And I think when you live your life that way, you're going to be tormented, always feeling like you didn't live up to a version of yourself that never was going to exist in the first place.
That never was going to exist, but also never had to exist.
It never had
because
to.
What you're really going to be tormented by is the fact that there are people who are doing like 50% less than you and getting better results.
It's literally just a chance thing. I'm telling you, it's a numbers thing. And I feel like not even numbers that you can control or calculate.
Yeah.
Some people will become rich and some people won't. Yeah. I don't think that you necessarily have to be like dirt poor.
No.
I don't think
you can stop yourself from living in poverty.
Yeah.
And some people, even in those circumstances, depending on what country you live in, depending on your family's history, because some people are born into this world with debt already. Yeah. Because of what, I don't know if you've seen that, but like those stories, those people who are like, my mom took out a loan under my name when I was like 8. Like they were born into debt because of financially irresponsible parents. So some people, it's like they have to work their butts off literally just to get out of poverty. Right. But I'm saying for a good amount of us, the things that you can control are not being like literally under the poverty line. Yeah. Now, anything after that, becoming a millionaire, I feel like there are so many, I don't know if you guys watched that In Time movie. This is just some lore for me. The In Time movie with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried and all those people.
I thought it was Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde wasn't that. She was his mom, though. Oh, okay. Remember, Amanda Seyfried was the... And then remember, what's his name?
He won't come to me. I'm sorry.
The Irish guy that people are like, he's fine, and some people don't think so.
Oh, Cillian Murphy?
Cillian Murphy, remember he was I remember in that was my Cillian Murphy era because I really liked everything he was in because he was in The Dark Knight. He was in all of the guy who makes all the movies that I like. Christopher Nolan. He's in like every Christopher Nolan movie. Right. But anyways.
Right, yeah.
Right. In the In Time movie with the people, if you guys haven't watched it, everybody has like a clock on their wrist. And if the time runs out, you literally die. But you work, which is like kind of your payment. Every time you work, you get like an extra 24 hours or something like that. And you can put your wrist, if you put your wrist on somebody else's and like twist it, they give you some of their time. And there are people who are quote unquote like millionaires, but they're like time millionaires because you look at their wrist and they have like 300 million life years to live. And at the beginning of the movie, he meets this guy who gives him all of his time. He wakes up with like 50 million years to live, something stupid like that. And the guy like kills himself. But he tells him beforehand because Justin Timberlake is like, why don't you just share some of this time with everyone? You can give everyone like 48 hours. Like, it's that simple. And he's like, if you're being honest, for one person to live forever, many must die. And it's like very simple. Yeah. Because it's kind of like, even if he went and gave everyone 48 hours, now everyone just has an extra 48 hours, but no one's still quote unquote living forever. And like the point was like, that's how the rich people see it. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, for me to be a millionaire, basically, the whole point of the story and what Justin Timberlake finds out, because he wanted to live forever until he actually got the time and was like, sorry, I'm dragging this. But it's like, you have to people think that like, oh, I'm just going to be working hard and I'll become a millionaire. People who are millionaires, and especially people who are multimillionaires and billionaires, have done some heinous things. Yeah. And I'm not saying they've killed people, but for one person to be a millionaire or multimillionaire, a lot of people have to fall below that poverty line. Because money there's not enough money for everyone to go around. There low-key kind of is, but like in the system that we've made, there's not. So it's kind of like, I don't understand. It's people thinking like, I just have to work really hard. I have to do that. And then one day I'll be like Jeff Bezos. No, you won't. No, because
it's like so much you're going to have to do.
There's so much you're going to have to do. And it goes beyond, like, he did not get to where he is literally just from hard work.
Oh my God.
That's just not enough.
I think that's the thing that y'all have to understand. And that's what I'm saying with the whole hard work narrative. That's not what it took. No. You're going to have to be slimy. You're going to have to do some snake stuff. Yeah. You're going to have to step on other people's heads. Yeah. Because that is the way to get to the top when we're talking about financial things. I'm sorry. Maybe like if you're running for something else, if you know what I mean? Even in like people say like with politics, I don't think that it's possible to reach a certain point without having to do certain things.
And I don't think that every millionaire is like the most evil person in the world.
I'm not saying
But
that.
It's as simple as like, you're running a business and you want to make the most money that you could make. So you decide to pay your workers just minimum wage.
Minimum wage.
Knowing that you could pay a lot more, and for the services that they're doing, they probably would deserve a lot more. But in your state, say minimum wage is like $13 an hour, and you're like, if I pay them $13 an hour, I'll make $20 million this year. Instead of if I pay them 20, I'll make only like $5 million this year. And it's like stuff like that. Of course, 20 million is better, but regardless, like you are a millionaire.
Yeah.
So it's like these people are literally like struggling to work the job under your company, only making 13 an hour, while you just made excess when you didn't have to have that much money.
But you had to afford that wealth to get to where you felt.
You felt like to you something like making 10 million wasn't enough. You had to make that 20 million.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I really can't stand when it comes down to the whole hustle culture thing. It's because I feel like these people are trying to create the narrative that, like, I don't know, but it's all about getting out of the hood or getting out of your situation and being able to put clothes on your family's backs. But in reality, I feel like some of y'all's heart is not in the right place.
No, it's never been about actually doing things for your family members and stuff, because y'all would be able to do that with a normal corporate job. Not saying that you have to live, breathe, and pray for a corporate America. Definitely not. But some of y'all have had opportunities to have nice paying jobs.
Yeah.
And you don't want that. You want to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
And make the like your money thing is coming from, it's not like, oh, I can take care of my family now. It's like I can have all of this that comes with it.
Yeah.
And again, like, we're not dragging people for being aspirational. Like, you want to be able to take trips in your lifetime. You want to travel the world.
Nothing wrong with
you
that.
want to have a comfortable home, one that can fit your whole family. You know, that kind of stuff. That makes sense, but we're just saying that some of y'all's priorities are not straight, or the things that you're claiming that are most important to you are actually not the things that are most important.
And before you try to sit here and be like, oh, but y'all are two girls on the couch trying to make a buck, I'm here for community. All right? Don't you dare.
I'm here to chat with like-minded people.
I'm trying to find my people.
We ain't made a buck yet.
We ain't made a buck yet.
So
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But yeah, I just feel like, come on now.
Some of y'all would be, what was it, at like the Mike Rubin parties, dancing for these white folks.
Cuban.
No, isn't it Mark Rubin, the guy who throws those parties?
It's Mark Cuban.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Hold on, y'all, because I gotta pull it up.
You're talking about the all-white parties.
That's not who's throwing those parties.
That's Mark Cuban.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's him. Look, he be throwing these on. Who's be throwing these all-white parties?
It is Mark Cuban.
But okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about when everybody was at that party dancing that man.
Tripping?
No, you could be right, but I'm saying this is who everybody was dancing for at that one party. Am I not tripping?
Why is my phone trying to open up the App Store every time I open Safari? Don't piss me off.
I don't know, guys. I really could be wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah, he's got the music chain.
Yeah, it's the all-white party at Mark Cuban's house. Yes.
Y'all still know what I'm talking about. Mark Rubin was at the party, doing whatever he was doing.
Who was Mark Rubin?
He's the
Mike Rubin.
No, I know. I'm a what?
It's Mark Cuban.
It's not who I'm talking about.
Here it is. It says Michael Rubin is not Mark Cuban.
He's not, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Wait. Oh my gosh, Michael Rubin hosts the all-white party, but everybody thinks it's Mark Cuban. That's what when you look up Mark Cuban all-white party, though, it's like those are like photos from Mark Cuban.
But it's Mike Rubin that hosts parties.
Rubin.
Okay, no, I knew I wasn't crazy. He's the guy who like.
But Mark Rubin is on Shark. He's the one that beat. He beat at the White House, but that's not.
It's Mike Rubin is the one that owns like all the music stuff. You know, like the Jewish guy that like owns. I don't know what he does. I'm literally even still looking this up. Girl, I don't know. He's done a lot of stuff, but he be in the music sphere. He's the one who be throwing them parties at like Lil Baby and all them were like dancing for him.
This is actually so freaking funny. I said it's Mark Cuban. It's literally Mike Rubin.
I'm gonna try to say it.
This is my first time ever seeing this man's face.
Oh, so maybe I'm saying it wrong because I'm saying Mark Rubin, but it's Mike.
It's Mike Rubin.
Oh.
Wow, it's crazy. But yeah, it's him. It is at his house. And it's very weird that he's never in any of these pictures. I'm literally just now saying it.
Yes, it's him. Okay, he's the CEO of something. No, because I was saying the wrong name. I don't know. We just spent like 2 minutes saying a bunch of nonsense.
We always have a part.
Yeah, we're just saying a whole
have
bunch
to
of
fact
incorrect
check.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
But it's Mike
Mike
Rubin. I need to start calling him by his verb name, Michael, because I'm like gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying is that some of y'all will be dancing for this man. And I think there isn't a person in the world, when we're talking about their fame coming from money, not even like philanthropy or like something good that this person has done with their life. Honestly, first of all, in general, there's just nobody you need to be dancing for.
No.
It's just really embarrassing. And it's so crazy because then y'all turn around and look at people like, quit acting like y'all wouldn't do this for a check. I wouldn't. I
know
put it on
that's
everything.
So weird. I hate when people use.
No, it's just noise.
Yeah, neighbors being noisy.
Yeah,
I hate when people use that as like some type of clackback, like they just ate you up. They're like, yeah, but you would do the same thing for a check.
I think what scares me so much, literally in my heart, is that y'all truly believe that.
You believe it.
You really
when someone is like, no, I wouldn't. They're like, this person's just lying. Y'all just lying.
Y'all would do if they put this in your face. It's so
I literally see that with people talking about having kids with like NFL players. They're like, yeah, but if he was right in front of you, you would also do the same. If an NFL player stood even within 6 feet of me, I'm screaming and running away. And I'm not joking. That's actually not a joke at all.
I'm not into it.
I'm not into it in the slightest.
I'm not interested. And like, that's fine. I think it's really insane, but I'm telling y'all, I know that y'all don't want to believe it. There are still people in this world with integrity that would not do X, Y, and Z
it's
for
even
that.
Like, it doesn't even have to be as big as like, I have integrity. I stand on what to me, it's just common sense.
It's not though.
Like, it's not because common sense isn't common. But to me, it's like weighing the pros and cons. You can't possibly think that there are more pros to this thing than cons.
They really care nothing about that. They just care about having
the only pro is money.
Like I promise y'all, there are some people that would not get in bed with certain people for a certain amount of money. And I'm telling y'all, it can go up millions and they still wouldn't do it. There are things that I wouldn't do for millions of dollars. I would be comfortable here while I have my wits about me, while I still have my mind because I have not lost it, because I have not sold it to whatever millionaire you're
sold. I have not like lost it from going crazy, from thinking about that thing I did that I wholeheartedly regret.
And it's people always end up doing that. On their deathbed, they're like, I wish I would have made things different. I promise y'all, money is not going to take y'all out of misery.
No.
If you're a miserable person, that's to the bone.
It's to the bone.
It's to the bone. And like, you need to actually do some soul searching. There's a reason why a lot of rich people give their last dime to these retreats, trying to find some peace of mind. Who are they going to? They're going to poor people who have never had anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the middle of
asking them,
Venezuela.
Why am I so sad?
They can't figure it out.
No.
You're going from retreat to retreat. You're going from country to country trying to figure out why you're not happy.
Drug to drug.
Drug to drug. Ayahuasca. You know what I mean? To ashwagandha. And you still haven't figured it out.
You still haven't
figured it out.
You literally do anything for that dollar.
You do anything for that dollar, and it didn't save your soul.
No.
It didn't make you happy the way you thought it would. And you're still miserable. And so that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when it comes to hustle culture, I feel like it's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth losing your mind over. And it's not effective, and it's not worth it to have like insomnia, to be stressed.
I think it's just a vile part of the generation that's going on right now. I think it's just a part that literally, it's something, not only is it not true, like, is it selling false dreams, but it's also something that has y'all feeling
Inadequate,
but at the same time, like, superior than certain other people. It's like you feel like, oh, why am I not 21 touching $1 million? But then, like, with your friends, you still feel better than them because you woke up at 6 a.m. and they woke up at 8 a.m.
Well, that's the interesting part about like inadequacies and insecurity and things that when it comes to like capitalism and the agenda, because honestly, in capitalism, the only way to feel superior is by making somebody else feel inadequate.
Yeah.
I think that is the interesting part about it, is that you literally are feeling uneasy. You know what I mean? You're feeling like somebody on your neck, on your back, until you get on somebody else's back. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like you don't feel good about yourself until you get up at 6, but somebody got up before you at 5, right?
Yeah.
But you got to make sure you're telling the person that gets up at 7 that they ain't shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like you did your big one and did what you woke up this morning for.
Yeah.
And that honestly is it's really pitiful and it's really sad.
It's embarrassing for you. I hope that you find peace.
Yeah.
And happiness.
And yeah, I feel like that was our little rant. This episode, usually we go all over the place, but this was just an episode.
We kind of stayed on.
We stayed on topic because like we just had something to say about that.
We did. I feel like I've been passionate about talking about this for a minute. I did want to get this off my, get it off my chest for a bit because I had to let y'all know y'all my least favorite people.
Least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had to have a little ranting session this week.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Real. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Let us know how y'all feel about hustle culture. If you guys know people who are deep into that, even family members. Some people be arguing with their parents, with their fathers, their brothers, their sisters, whatever, over stuff like this. Let us know, and then let us know if we're talking about you and you feel like you want to defend yourself in the comments. Do that.
By all means, do that.
Do that.
Or if you trying to air somebody out, tag them.
Tag them.
Tag them.
Yeah.
We'll finish them off for you.
Anyways, always a pleasure talking with you guys.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye.